They bring a lot to the team in the
Radiant
support role.
team
And there's a Bat
ban.
Rider band who, you know, not as popular as some of the other ones, but still is a
Dire
very
team
popular band.
banned.
And there we see the Invoker band. I feel pretty confident that Ember will be followed up in one of these last two bands, but you never know. Maybe these teams feel very confident playing against Ember Spirits. Just generally speaking, most teams don't. Most teams are a little, wary of
10
that hero
seconds
as he can
remaining.
snowball pretty hard into the game. So
5
we'll
seconds
see what
remaining.
what they choose these last two. And still waiting. They're dipping into their reserve time, their bonus time. So there's the Sven band, very unconventional band coming out of REEF. I almost want to say they've done their homework because I know Krabba have run Sven in the past in aggressive tri-lane, so maybe they looked on the Dota buff, something along that lines. But we'll see, what happens with that, and yeah,
Seconds
so it's
remaining.
going to be very interesting to see what Krabba does with their last band. They're probably a little caught off guard by that Sven band. They're
Reserve
probably
time.
thinking, "Wow, we've never been Sven banned before, unless the team knows very well, and obviously Reef has never played this team, so they're probably still reeling a little bit. But hopefully they'll recover here quickly and throw out the ban before dipping too far into the reserve time, because before the pick phase even begins, you don't want to be dipping too far into your bonus time because banning and picking, it seems like it's a pretty simple thing. It seems pretty easy, but in reality, when you're in the hot seat, it can really kind of turn on you. You can, be like, where did that time go? When you have to make that last pick or the last ban, and you're kind of caught in a predicament. And as you can see, Krabba is definitely in that position right now. In a sniper ban, these are some very
Dire
unpredictable bans.
team
I made
picked.
the bold prediction that Ember would be banned in this phase, and he wasn't. So there they go, kind of showing me up, making me look like a fool. Thanks a lot, guys. But here's the first pick. This is going to be pretty big. I think first picks are in a very big place right now in the metagame. In that there's so many playmaking heroes, but the first hero you choose kind of sets the precedent for your team. Generally speaking, it's kind of that hero that
10
you
seconds
want your
remaining.
team, what direction you want your team to go in, based on that hero. So it's going to be very interesting
5
to see
seconds
what
remaining.
REEF feel they want their team to be like. And I think we can tell a lot by this pick. And they're actually going into the reserve
Reserve
time too.
time.
Maybe they were just really caught off guard with that sniper ban. I doubt that they were actually going to first pick it or anything, but I just maybe they're thinking
Radiant
about it. And it's
team
a
picked.
disruptor pick, so that's very telling actually. Maybe they want to go for some crazy disruptor Naga combo. Maybe they just want to wombo it up a little bit, anti BKB with it. Generally speaking, disruptor is a later pick as you kind of try to counter certain heroes with it. Maybe you're trying to counter a Furion who's going to teleport into the battle. You glimpse him out, and then what is he going to do? Maybe you want to just be really aggressive, and you just want to
Remaining.
counter BKBs with that Ognim Static Storm. Um, it's
5
tough to say,
seconds
but
remaining.
we'll definitely see as more picks come out. There's an Ancient Apparition, very very
Radiant
powerful hero
team
right now. He
picked.
just saw nerfs in the patch, so a lot of teams are a little apprehensive to pick him up. The Chilling Touch is now a minus 20 attack speed debuff as opposed to the 15 that it was before. So it'll be very interesting to see kind of what
Dire
impact that
team
has
picked.
on the hero. And then a Venomancer coming out. So this is turning into a really, really powerful two supports. You get that Gale off, you get that Poison Sting ticking, combined with Chilling Touch, some Cold Feet, maybe even a nice Vortex they want to get an early point, just to kind of increase that magic damage potential from Venomancer, and the extra slow on top could be really potent. But a lot of people do kind of forego it. They just grab the Chilling Touch,
10
they just grab
seconds
the
remaining.
Cold Feet, and then get that ultimate while getting stats later, maybe like
5
1.9
seconds
Vortex at
remaining.
around level like 12 or so. But we'll see. Ancient Apparition is kind of a squishy hero in a lot of ways, and it
Reserve
doesn't
time.
always build items that can make them tankier. A lot of times people won't go the mech. Maybe they'll get an early Force Staff. A lot of the times recently, Ognim's has just been like an automatic pickup, but not always. Sometimes people do want to just grab that Force Staff. They feel that their team needs it, and they don't have anyone else getting one quickly. So sometimes you do see that coming out. But right now we have REEF with their last pick of this phase. So we'll see what they try to do because right now Disruptor's looking like a pretty easy target to me. when you're looking at Ancient Apparition and Venomancer. Sure, you can throw up a kinetic field, you can glimpse one away maybe, but that slow is going to be so powerful, and it's a Lich, so I don't know. That Lich, I don't feel like Disruptor Lich is a really powerful tri-lane, in all honesty. Sure, you do have kind of like a lot of just harass potential with Thunderstrike and with the Ice Blast. I think, is it Ice Nova? Frost Blast. Okay, Frost Blast. I didn't think it was Ice Nova anymore. That's Crystal Main, I do believe. But yeah, so they do have a lot of harass ability in those two abilities, and you know they can deny the wave and stuff. But I think this might be a position 3 Lich. They might just try to play this Lich into the tri-lane and deny creeps with it, using the sacrifice quite often. Because I don't know if they feel like anyone can really go up against Ancient Apparition, Venomancer, you know, X being the last hero in that tri-lane, probably like a carry position 1, and it might be an aggressive tri-lane, it might be defensive. But I think either way, they might be saying, hey, let's just throw this Lich in the lane against them and just let them deny creeps, get experience in that way, and just kind of sit at the tower and not let them get kills with it. I think that might be exactly what they need to do, because when you have a support like Disruptor, I don't think you have the potential to go up against Ancient Apparition Venomancer. So, you know, and they ban out Amiibo, and they definitely did their homework. I'm just going to say that right now. Maybe they watched the games on our stream. There was a Rampage, a Krabba Rampage come out on Amiibo. So they did their homework. I think they might have watched, because I know that in our personal Twitch there is a Sven game where Sven was disrupted. There was a Amiibo game where Amiibo was disrupted on the team Krabba. So I'm not saying they're Dota buff sniping, but I think that they watched some of these promotional games that Krabba ran for us and learned a thing or two. I don't know if Krabba did the exact same thing with REEڦ. REEF has played, I think, 2 games for us as well. I think Krabba's played at least 2 or 3. So that being said, maybe these teams both have some insight into each other. And, you know, I kind of breezed over that ban phase, but we have a Huskar pick. I'm just going to throw that out there. We have a Huskar pick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what Krabba do with this Huskar. This could be a position 1 Huskar with Ancient Apparition, with Venomancer, and with that amount of slow, with Burning Spear potential, this is a very, very dirty tri-lane. I think REEF is kind of terrified right now, in my opinion. Not to say that they can't counter this. They can counter this. They definitely have the potential. But if they don't counter this, ooh man, it's going to be deadly. And I really think that this is going to be a position 3 Lich who just sits there and denies creeps from getting to this tri-lane. And just maybe, if they go aggressive with this, they're not going to be able to pull very effectively. And the Lich can really deny them hard. So if they go defensive tri-lane, if Krabba go defensive tri-lane with this, yeah, they can get a lot of pull farm and things like that. So they'll be able to recover. But I think REEF right now thinks Krabba's going offensive with this. And yeah, so we'll definitely see what happens with this. And it's a puck pickup. So, you know, puck can be played position 3. He can be played position 2. He can be played mid or in the offlane. It's going to be very interesting to see what they try to do with this puck. If they want to be the kind of the playmaking, you know, position 2 puck who gets that early blink digger, who starts making huge plays. But puck doesn't do that much to Huskar, honestly. Huskar can kind of just use his Berserker's Blood, tank under that Dream Coil, and just go absolutely ham. So it's definitely interesting to see this type of pickup going into them, but puck would be very disruptive against this Ancient Apparition of Venomancer. He can blink in, he can get off an immediate silence, Dream Coil, you know, supports, and then Illusory Orb, and that's going to be a ton of damage coming out on them. And he can escape. Like, they don't have the hard CC to lock down a puck. They don't have any currently. Clockwork has some, but still, I think puck is definitely going to be elusive enough to get out of Clockwork. They don't have a long duration stun at all, unless Cold Feet lands, and it's very tough to land a Cold Feet on puck. He can, if he times phase shift right, he can just completely negate the effect, or he can just Illusory Orb, you know, phase shift and then jaunt out, and it won't latch. So I don't know how Krabba is planning on taking out this puck right now, and that's kind of why I'm surprised by the Clockwork. But maybe they're just saying, hey, you know what, this puck can be elusive. He can jump into our team. He can kind of do whatever he feels like. We don't care. We're going to just man fight it up and take out the rest of their team. And that puck can get out with, you know, half HP. That's totally fine with us. He's going to get hit by Ice Blast. He's going to get hit by Venomancer ult, and he's going to be taking a lot of damage. But here is that man fight hero that I think REEF was lacking. You know, Slardar is very good at just saying, I don't care. You know, come at me. It's fine. I'm gonna take you down. And with Huskar, yeah, Berserker's Blood's amazing at preventing, that
10
magic
seconds
damage. It gives
remaining.
him 7% resistance per, what is it, like, I don't know, for
5
every,
seconds remaining.
maybe, I want to say 8% of his life missing, he gains 7% bonus magic resistance,
Reserve
which is pretty
time.
ridiculous. But, at the same time, Starter's like, okay, well, now you're amplified damage. There goes 20 of your armor, and I'm just going to right click you into submission. So that's pretty intense, I think. And they might feel the need to pick up another right clicks potential hero. Maybe they pick up, Dazzle hasn't been banned. I could see Dazzle coming out. We've matched with amplified damage. I think Krabba might ban out Dazzle right now. I think that might be the best move for them, because I think that'd be a really good pickup for REEF right now. And sure, at the same time, that's not a hero, and they ban out Bristleback. Okay, so they don't think
Dire
this Lich is
team
position
ban.
3, kind of like I do. And I think Bristle also could have been a very good hero for them. They need right click potential. If you pick up a Dazzle, that means that your Slardar has to be position 1 first of all. This Slardar doesn't have to be
10
position 1 at
seconds
all. He could
remaining.
be a position 4 Slardar. You can still have Lich in the offlane. You can still have him run with Disruptor
5
with another
seconds
carry.
remaining.
And that Slardar's job is just to reduce armor and get off stuns. Yeah, that would work just fine. I think that could be really
Radiant
good
team
paired with
pick.
certain carries. And I'm trying to think of what carry I think would work into that, and I'm not really seeing it right now. And
Dire
Shadow Fiend pick
team
up for Krabba.
pick.
This is an intense lineup, man. This is like an extremely fun lineup. I'm really happy to see that. But I also like REEF. I think REEF's going to be a lot of fun too. I love seeing Slardar play. I think Slardar is an extremely fun hero to watch, especially if he gets a Blink Dagger and just blink crushes. Starts right clicking people down. It's an exciting thing, especially when you got a BKB. And with a BKB, there isn't a ton that Krabba can do to him. In all
10
honesty,
seconds
even
remaining.
Shadow Fiend does a lot of magic damage, and they do have the right click potential. You have Huskar right
5
clicking him down with
seconds
Shadow Fiend.
remaining.
I think that's very deadly, especially with Chilling Touch. But I don't know. We're gonna have to see. And I'm
Reserve
really
time.
interested to see what REEF's last pickup is. This could be a
10
position
seconds
1. This could be a
remaining.
position 5. This could be a position 4. Or a position 3. Really
5
anything but
seconds
2.
remaining.
And and as crazy as it sounds, even 2 could be a pickup. And yeah, it is a position 1 lifestealer. So, like I was saying, the Slardar is going to be position 4, I bet. Disruptor, I think it's going to be Slardar, Disruptor, Lifestealer with a Lich offlane and a Puck mid. And I was throwing out all these kind of conspiracy theory esque lanes that could work out there with the Slardar being position 1, and some of the people might be looking at me like I'm crazy. And yeah, I am kind of crazy, but I also like to see these kind of crazy pickups and things like that, these crazy lane combinations, and seeing heroes played outside of the roles that they kind of normally do. And there's a pause coming up at REEF right now. They must be having some difficulties of some sort, so I'll take this moment to introduce the teams. We have Krabba down here, who is the Radiant right now, and on this Shadow Fiend is going to be Talia, Bonafide being played on the Ancient Apparition, Zohan on the Huskar, and for Blitz, the Gothia being played on this Clockwork, and Dr. Doc on the Venomancer. And honestly, their names change. Wow, their names have changed other than, I think, for Blitz, Zohan, and Bonafide are all the same as when I cast them before, but I think Talia name used to be Mozart, who was their traditional mid. So, I apologize if I'm mixing up their positions, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be 4 Blitz in the off lane, Bonafide, Huskar, and Venomancer, in the tri lane, which could be aggressive, could be defensive. I'm not sure yet. I think it could go either way very easily. And Shadowfang in the mid with what's his name, Talia, who used to be Mozart. So I apologize if I messed that up. But on the dire side, we have REEF. We have ARZ coming on the puck, who's probably going to be mid. I'm almost positive of it. Disruptor on the position 4, looks like position 5 actually, Disruptor. He picked up Wards and Courier. Tom DeLong on this position 1 Lifestealer, going top right now. And Lich is actually looking to go top right now. I am very surprised by that. It could be, okay, they're running dual lanes. This is really interesting. So, okay, never mind. The Disruptor's going top. He was just giving Slardar a ward. So this is going to be a position 3 Slardar in the offlane. And that's not something I'm accustomed to seeing, but they're very intuitively realizing that it's an aggressive tri-lane going top. So they're thinking Slardar can solo a Clockwork, that's fine. And right now, we do have Krabba with the aggressive smoke coming out top. Clockwork's still bottom, so it's only 4. But they're coming in hot and heavy right now at REEF, who is really intelligently sitting at their tower. They kind of, I'm not saying they see this
30
coming,
seconds
but
to
they know it's a
battle.
possibility. So they're sitting back. They know that this is a very potent level
Is
1
this
team
on?
with Chilling Touch with Gale, and actually Puck is kind of in a bad position right now. They ping him out. They see him. Puck obviously doesn't see them, but I think maybe their team said, hey, you got to be careful going through this. They could be smoked up, but the smoke is about to wear out, and yeah, it does. So now they see each other. Both teams are kind of, in this standoff position where they're looking at each other like, you gonna come in? It's like, nah, you gonna come in? They're like, nah.
This is
So
it. The
both
battle
teams kind of back
begins.
off. Actually, I shouldn't say both teams back off. REEF kind of pushes forward a little bit as Krabba backs off, and here we got Talia going mid, and I keep on calling him Mozart because that's what I'm accustomed to. I'm remembering this mid Mozart, but I'll try to remember Talia. I might call the Mozart every now and then, but it's going to be a Shadow Fiend against Puck, and my mouse is actually kind of having issues. It's kind of dragging too long. I think my mouse pad might be a little wonked out, but hopefully it won't be much of an issue. I'm going to try to get my camera work under control, and it's going to be very interesting to see this tri lane go up against this tri lane because this is kind of a very prototypical defensive tri lane with Disruptor, who is a very defensive support, can kind of keep the other team. And this is an interesting smoke coming out from Lich. He's just trying to bait this Ancient Apparition out of position, thinking that it's just the Disruptor there, and the Lich wants to blow him up. But actually, he just wants to deward with the smoke, and he gets the deward off. And I don't think they have another sentry, so yeah, that was a very good deward. That smoke allowed him the ability to get it off fully without them, witnessing. And here comes a Gale right away on the Knights. They realized, and the Lifesteal I should say, they realized he's got Feast already, so he doesn't have Rage at level 1. And that glimpse potentially saved his life. Definitely saved some harass off of him. But let's kind of look how bottom lane's going, and let's look at the last hits. Right now, all three leaders in the last hits are going the way of Krabba, and Nice Cog is just kind of harassing this Slardar, keeping his mana down and doing a little damage to him. But all lanes are kind of going Krabba's way right now. They've got a 5, 4, and 4 coming out in last hits. Now that's a 6, 5, 5. The only one who has multiple last hits right now on the side of REEF is this Puck, and that's trouble. When a Shadow Fiend gets rolling early, he has so much right-click damage. He's got a very good right-click animation. It's very easy for him to just kind of dominate the last hit battle mid, and that's kind of what's happening right now. Puck does manage to get one and a deny, so good on our ARZ for turning that around a little bit. But at the same time, we've got this disparity coming out in the last hits. We have Huskar top with 7. Their Lifestealer has 0 last hits right now. 0 denies, 0 last hits. So obviously this isn't quite going their way. But they can potentially pull now, and maybe they'll feel like they can pull and give some last hits to Lifestealer by that means. But they're gonna need to give Lifestealer experience through sacrifice, and I'm surprised they didn't sacrifice something from that creep wave because they really need to get this Lifestealer some levels. They need to get him some farm because they're just gonna get steamrolled in this tri-lane if they don't. Right now, Huskar could already pick up boots, and then he could start really burning Spirit Harassing. But bottom lane is going. It's not going too well for either team. Sure, Clockwork has he has an advantage right now, but that's not to say it's not going to turn around in Slardar's favor. It's only right now a 3 last hit differential, so not a huge deal at all. And they're both actually basically the exact same experience, so not a big deal. And Puck's catching up. He's only 3 hit last hits behind. That's 4, and that's first blood top. And I missed it, and I do apologize for that. But I was trying to break down the other lanes, and that's kind of the lane where first blood would have happened. So I should have been paying a little more attention to it. But it can be kind of boring watching someone not get last hits forever, if you know what I mean. But that's just the potential of Chilling Touch. Those right clicks on even the supports were just so potent at level 1. That adds 50 damage. 3 hits. So you throw that in a tri-lane, and it's potentially 450 damage before resistances and armor. So that's tough to deal with. That's very tough to deal with. And Venomancer is going to ward up the river right now, I do believe, with the Sentry Ward. Kind of helps the Shadow Fiend gain a little more map control and utilize that better, because Puck did get the last rune with that bottle, so that's definitely going to help him out in lane. He's got a double damage now, and can maybe get these last hits. No, Shadow Fiend's still able, under the tower, he's got 92 right-click damage, which is, not where Puck's at with double damage, but still pretty close.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress.
And, Lifestealer does manage to get 7 last hits, so that's something. I think he got all of those under tower. So he'll be at least happy that he's on the board. That's much better than the 0 he was at before. But Slardar, he's got his boots already. He's looking to get his treads first. He's got that belt of strength, and he's got a wand. So if probably he got that early just to say, hey, if you're gonna rocket spam me, if you're gonna use your rocket flare to spam me down, I'm gonna be getting wand charges every time. So that kind of discouraged that type of build from Clockwork, and instead he just went a full battery assault build, which is very good in its own right. The solo kill potential in that is pretty massive. So if Slaughter ever tries to dive him, it's pretty much going to be impossible. But he's got a very interesting build here. 2 points Slithering Crush, 2 points Bash, and amplified damage. So I'm being a little tongue twisted right now. Kind of happens when you speak for this long of a period of time without stopping. So I'll try to make sure I don't get tongue twisted, if that makes you feel any better. But looking at the net worth, it's actually not too far apart. I thought it would be worse. That's for sure. It's definitely a lead going the way of Krabba right now, with Shadow Fiend and Huskar both looking at the top, about the same area at about 1900. But Slardar is right behind that. And he's got amp damage up. He's actually going very hard in this Clockwork. I don't think he'll be able to get the kill. Yeah, there's the cogs coming out, and they kind of prevent him from pushing any further and reduce his mana at the same time. So that's good on that. But good harass potential. Not even potential, good harass coming up by Slardar, and able to kind of force the Clockwork out of lane, which now means that Slardar should be able to just unmitigatedly last hit and farm. And as you can see, he's actually passed Huskar in the net worth right now, and he's even with him on last hits. So he's actually at the top now. Slardar at the top of the net worth, which is pretty uncommon. Position 3 being at the top, but I guess when you've got a 1v1 situation, it's definitely something that can happen. And let's look at the gold graph, as we've got a tiny bit of downtime. Puck did kind of try to go mid or top, tried to find a gank. He did have his Dream Coil, but it wasn't really going to happen. And sure, it's 1,500-ish gold lead, not even 1,300 gold lead for Krabba. That could turn on an absolute dime. That's not saying anything at this point. And it's even less of an experience lead. It's only about a 300 experience lead, so that could turn, one kill could turn this game past even, in all honesty. So, and that could, saying that it goes both ways definitely. But Shadow Fiend's kind of setting up mid. I think they realize that this Slardar is getting a little bigger than they wish, they want at least. So they've got Shadow Fiend positioned, but Slardar's not even in lane. He will probably be TPing back shortly, but at the same time, I don't think they can dive him. Sure, Clockwork has hook, he has cogs, and that level 4 battery assault, but I don't know if they can make it happen, honestly. But I've been wrong. It's happened before. And right now, a big fight going on top. Lich has these Burning Spear ticks, Poison Sting. It might be enough to kill him, but no, he uses a Tango. He's back up to regenning health instead of losing it. So no kill going the way of Krabba there. And they did exhaust a lot of mana on this Ancient Apparition and the Venomancer. So right now, Ancient Apparition unable to. And as I say that, they do get that dive off on Shadow Fiend. And Lifestealer TP's in, but that was a mistake. He just gets cogs immediately, and I don't. Yeah. Ooh. Wow, okay. I thought he was going to go in after that. I think if he would have used his phase boots and just went in for the right clicks, he would have killed him. Nyx doesn't have boots, so I thought that's what he's going to do. Instead, he went for that snipe raise, which obviously didn't connect, so wasn't able to get the kill. But that's a big kill right now. Slardar was kind of their saving grace, and now look at him. He's now 5th in the net worth. He was number 1, so that's huge. And Lifestealer's gonna just look to last hit down here a little bit, but he has to be careful too. This Clockwork has 3 levels on him, and actually Shadow Fiend has an invis positioning up behind him. Right as Slardar is kind of getting aggressive now, he's looking to go for this Clockwork. He realizes that he doesn't have a lot of mana, but Clockwork instinctively backs off a little bit. And right now, this is a dangerous position for Lifestealer to be.
Middle tower is under attack.
Shadow Fiend is, fortunately for them, kind of in this weird position between towers, so he was unable to follow through. And ping's coming out by Shadow Fiend. He actually is letting his team know that Puck's heading top, so very good missing call on his part, just to kind of let his team back off, because they were in a very aggressive position, and a 3-man Dream Coil could have been really bad. Right now, Slardar is just kind of finding Lifestealer the farm that he needs, and now Lifestealer's actually passed up Slardar. Let's look at the last hits, and Lifestealer's got 24, so that's much better than he was sitting before. He's now only 7 behind Huskar, so that's pretty important.
Middle tower is under attack.
And Puck, jaunts in and just takes a raise to the face, followed by two right clicks out of Shadow Fiend, and that is almost forcing him out of lane already. But he does have a Tango. He's got four Tangos and three battle charges, so he should be just fine in terms of being able to stay in lane. Especially without, with only 644 HP, one Tango is like a fifth of his life. So that's pretty potent healing. But Clockwork rotated top. He doesn't have hook available, so I don't know if they're going to be able to really, benefit off this. We'll see. He's actually looking to get really aggressive. He wants to battery assault Cogs this Disruptor by himself, but Disruptor might just be able to glimpse him out, drop a kinetic field, and back into the trees. And here it comes. He glimpses him right away. He kinetic fields, and he's just going to run, but at the same time, ooh, that was not the best Cogs in the world coming out of Clockwork. I think he thought maybe he would. I don't know honestly what he thought. Puck has Dream Coil, was hoping to probably catch this Ancient Apparition under tower, but wasn't able to. And now we've got Lifestealer actually farming the enemy jungle. I'm actually going to turn down Dr. Kleiner. He's being a louder announcer than I am, I think. Probably making it hard for you to hear me, so I'm going to turn him down a little bit. And a lot of spells used, a lot of aggression, but no kills going on the board for either team. And I think they committed more. I think Krabba committed more there, so this will probably look like, okay, it's a very slight decline from their lead, but in terms of experience, that was a big difference. Lifestealer being able to solo farm, and now here we go. Lifestealer catches out. He's got open wounds available, but he doesn't use it. Maybe he just thinks, well, we're not going to get this. I don't want to commit this hard. But he didn't have mana, so I think they could have definitely gotten that kill. Kind of surprised that the open wounds didn't come out. But then again, Lifestealer doesn't have boots. He's got a Midas, and that's it. So that's probably kind of what he's thinking. He's thinking, well, I don't even have boots. I don't want to be chasing anybody right now. I just want to be farming. So it's kind of understandable in its own right. But this Shadow Fiend is just... his last hits are monstrous right now. He's at 51 last hits. The highest on REEF is 41. So this Shadow Fiend is getting a little bit out of control, and here we go. He picks up a Shadow Amulet. He's looking to get dirty here. And I thought that was going to be a deny coming up in a Lich, but Huskar chucks a spear that worms its way into the tower right before the Lich is able to deny. And that's big. Getting that first tower down can be, look at that, just the sheer 90-degree angle almost coming out. And there's a solo kill, not a solo kill, the Shadow Fiend was there too, but a nice kill coming out for the Clockwork, setting it up, and this is going to be a double kill here. One going to Shadow Fiend, one going to Clockwork, so that's a big deal. That's almost Shadow Fiend's, it's almost his Shadow Blade right now, so that was a bad time for Shadow Fiend to get a double kill if you're REEF. They are not going to be happy with a 15-minute Blink Shadow Blade, and never mind 15 minutes, 12 minutes and 45 seconds. The Shadow Blade is out with phase boots, so his mobility is going to be monstrous. And Krabba rotating now into the mid, looking to set up on an unexpected Lich and Disruptor, but they're going to just sit at their tier 2 tower. They're not going to sit at the tier 1. They know it's not safe intelligently by them. But I think Lich needs to be putting on this ice armor preemptively. I think he just needs to be, sure it's 50 mana down the drain, but at the same time it lasts quite a while. It's 40 seconds, and I think if you feel like you're in any sort of danger, you just got to start throwing it on your supports. Because what is it? 3 armor, level 1. That's huge. He has 6 armor right now. That's increasing his armor by 50%. And a Shadow Blade, hasted Shadow Fiend coming in, just annihilating Puck. He doesn't even have a chance to do anything. 2 hits and he's down pretty much. And that haste is just gonna have him out, but there's a nice glimpse coming out. The haste is gone. The right clicks are there, and there's a killing spree going the way of Slardar. Huge plays coming out by the team as a whole. And that level 2 glimpse, that made the difference there. If that was level 1, that wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have gotten that killing spree. And Shadow Fiend wouldn't have dropped. The Slardar wouldn't have gotten that huge burst of gold. What was that? That was 424 gold going his way. And, he was really far from his Blink Dagger. Now he's at least making a path there. So really nice plays coming up by REEF to stay in this game. And that was actually their first kill on the board, and that's a big deal. Getting it on a high priority target. That wasn't them just picking off support, committing 3 heroes to kill a support. That was over aggression coming up by Krabba and punishing it. And that's exactly what they need to do. Someone gets an early Shadow Blade, they're going to get an early kill. It's just going to happen. But if you can punish that early kill, you kind of turn things around. And that was a beautiful play. But here we go. Talon, or Talia, coming out with the Shadow Blade again. Gonna find Lifestealer, but will he be able to get that extra hit? No, it's not gonna be the Shadow Blade hit. And Lifestealer will see him coming out. Those right clicks are gonna hurt, but he can infest if he has to. He's gonna get away just fine. And sure, the Huskar's farming right now, but at the same time, they're committing 3 heroes to chase after people to the jungle. All the while, Slardar is getting farm bottom. The puck the puck was actually top 2, but still, it's not exactly what they want to be happening when they get these 3-man engagements. And Krabba still have a good lead, but it's not something that you can't come back from. Sure, 4K gold lead at 15 minutes is a pretty big deal, but this is the point of the game where I think REEF is going to start making plays. They've got the puck Nike's bomb, and that's a big deal. But it almost feels like Krabba is just one step ahead of them. They get off that nice plague ward that catches it out, and now puck can't really engage too hard. Shadow Blade, Shadow Fiend coming out, but he's going to walk right into a Sentry Ward. They see him there, and but Puck's all alone. Nice Dream Coil on 2 heroes, but he's going to just melt. Nike's Bomb comes out. They get a kill in the Ancient Apparition. Lifestealer's doing a lot of work. Knocks down the Huskar right away. And actually, this fight just turns. Slardar is able to right-click down the Shadow Fiend. A position 3 Slardar just taking out the solo farm Shadow Fiend. And that just turns around drastically for REEF. Oh, let's look at the gold grab. Let's see what happens there. And I don't think it's actually updated yet because I can't believe that. And actually, that tower just kind of canceled it out. That's actually what happened. Clockwork, wasn't in the team fight, so he just gets a tower and it kind of cancels out the gold. But the experience just plummets down into Krabba's favor, and now they'll be able to just push. They'll be able to last hit, and it's something that they're able to capitalize on to at least some degree. Sure, they lost a tower in the same process, but Krabba's going to have to back off. They realize now that they can't exactly just push into their jungle and do whatever the hell they feel like, because that's what they felt like they could do before. And this Ice Blast is going to stop the push. Now Slardar, Huskar ulted up. He's going down, but yeah, there's the kill. But Huskar's actually getting low as well. No, he's not going to die. He's actually just going to say, try to fight me. Just try. I dare you. And gets the 2 kills in the process. So, as things turn around, over-aggression coming up by REEF, trying to push that tower down by 4. When Ancient Apparition's up and has ulti, I don't think you can push tower without 5. When, they have heroes up with TPs available. Clockwork might catch out. Oh, if he catches out Lich here, it's going to be bad news. Lich just gets out in time. Well played by him to just kind of realize he needs to get the hell out of the jungle. And now Shadow Fiend just throwing down a couple right clicks that are just really taking down this tower. And there's the Ice Armor. Ice Armor is very nice at keeping your towers alive. So good on the Lich for putting that down. You see very few Liches do that in Pug play, and it's actually a very big deal. That extra armor and the ability to slow heroes to the attack tower and creeps is pretty huge. And let's kind of look at the net worth again. Here we go. Lifestealer's now on top. A drastic difference from before. That team fight was huge for the Lifestealer. But, as I say that, a solo kill going out for the Clockwork. Not a solo kill, actually. The team working as a unit to take people out. When I see a Clockwork kill, I just didn't catch. I usually think it's a solo kill because Clockwork has a lot of solo kill potential in sports, but it wasn't the case. And I should probably stop just assuming these type of things. But yeah, that suddenly puts Lifestealer quite far behind Shadow Fiend and Huskar, and not quite behind, but at least somewhat behind. And but they are looking to get a Nike's Bomb here. They might catch out the Shadow Fiend. Do they have Dust? He might. Yeah, he gets out Shadow Blades before the amplify damage goes off, so they're not going to be able to follow that up. But at the same time, they might catch out these supports. No, a hasted Clockwork is going to potentially re-engage here. He doesn't have ultimate will in 5 seconds. And now he scares him off and gets out with the haste. So all this time, Nikes has been sitting inside Puck, not getting farm, not getting experience, and the Puck will bring him to camp. I'm sure he'll just pop out now, continue farming, or not. They I don't know. Maybe they realize that they're still roaming about. They're looking to re-engage, and they don't have their Huskar, so this is going to be a 4 on 5 engagement. And I think REEF feel very comfortable with it, but at the same time, this Puck might just melt in 2 seconds. Boom, boom. And just destruction. Absolute destruction by that Shadow Bladed Shadow Fiend, but at the same time, Nike's coming out. He rages up, and he just takes down the Clockwork and the Shadow Fiend. But they do get the return kill on the Lifestealer because of that Venomancer ult and that Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. But the Slithering Crush misses, and I now think that Slardar can't chase this. Yeah, he's going to have to back off. And look out, Disruptor. You are extremely low. Okay. I was going to say, one Chilling Touch hit would probably have killed him there. Level 4 Chilling Touch adds 80 damage on one right click. So that was a little scary for him. But, you know, it was pretty much an even trade, I think. You traded your position 3 and position 2 for a position 1 and a position 2, but at the same time, you know, REEF's position 3 is kind of a big deal right now. Their Slardar is not, you know, a slouch by any means, and the same can be said about Clockwork. Clockwork is level 11. He's catching up with pretty much anybody in the game except for Shadow Fiend, and Puck is only level 9, so, you know, the kill differential went 11 and 12 for a level 9 and a level 11. So very even team fight coming up by both of them. And let's check out the gold graph here. You know, it just keeps increasing in Krabba's favor, even when they lose some, or seemingly lose an engagement. It keeps working up because I think they're just capitalizing these team fights better. And that Cogs unfortunately didn't catch the lifestealer. He was able to just kind of walk out. At the same time, Venomancer with an Invis Rune coming up behind, he's going to catch out a lot of heroes. And Lifestealer is trying to turn this around, but can he do it? I think he actually can. This is really impressive. Cogs about to come up, but yeah, he just gets inside the Cogs and takes him out. So he's kind of just saying, hey, Clockwork, you know, get off my balls. I think that's the technical term for what just happened there. Get off my balls. I'm sticking with that one. And Slardar, you know, sprinting up, he's going to look to go towards mid. They have a Sentry Ward here. They see the Shadow Fiend, and he's kind of looking to go on Puck. He's going to get amp damaged up. He might just drop. Nice play by the Slardar. He just gunned it mid, caught out the Shadow Fiend and that Sentry Ward. He knew he was there, and he just, you know, he's sure he was really far away. Sometimes you just see a hero mid in your bottom, and you say, I'm never getting there in time. That's not the right way to think. And he just proved that there. What did he do? He came right here and blinked. Boom. Suddenly he's in the river. He's heading up. He's sprinting up. And, you know, his blink's back up just in time to catch out Shadow Fiend under the Sentry Ward, who just, you know, right-clicked out of his Shadow Blade. And what could he do? Nothing. And he thought Slardar was still bottom. Or at least, you know, in transition. Definitely not going to be in lane. But they're going to get a return kill. Yeah, they get the return kill on the Lifestealer here, and that's a big deal. Lifestealer is the highest net worth in the game, so
someone must be very pleased with them.
Very back and forth game here. You know, still a huge gold lead going the way of Krabba, but experience is not the case. It's almost dead even. You know, for at this point in the game, 1,000 gold lead might as well be dead even, or 1,000 experience. Sorry. Slardar kind of hoping to catch this Huskar out of position, but he's going to be unable to. And it's very interesting to see this Huskar's build. He's just playing like a pure carry build, basically. That lifesteal coming out from Helmet Dominator, and has now affected on Burning Spear damage, because Burning Spear used to be a unique attack modifier. Now it is not. The patch changed that. So now you can just stack up lifesteal on Huskar and not be worried about whether it's going to, you know, work with your Burning Spear or not. You can just pretty much leave your Burning Spear on forever and leave your Armlet on while it's going. And I think next, it's going to be interesting to see if he decides to go Satanic, or if he just decides to go Heart. I think Heart would be a better pickup, honestly. But at the same time, Satanic's a huge item for Huskar. You get low, and you just start attacking so fast, you pop that Satanic, and like 3 hits, you know, or 3 seconds, and you can top yourself up completely. Maybe not even that, just like maybe 3 milliseconds. But I think that's a little drastic. But the Heart, you know, that strength turns into damage. I think it's more damage than Satanic is. I want to double check that. Satanic's 45. Let's see what Heart is. Heart is 40. So Satanic is more damage. It gives the armor. It gives, you know, a ton of lifesteal, but the Heart gives much more HP. So it's a pretty big pickup on a hero like Huskar. But I do think Satanic still would be a massive item for him. I think it's undoubtedly he's getting a Reaver next. Whether that's going into Satanic or whether it's going to Heart is the question. But we'll see for certain.
Sorry, I just noticed.
Excuse me. A little bit of sneezing coming out from me. Unfortunately, didn't have the ability to mute my mic in time, so You heard a little sneeze, and I didn't
It would
mention
appear
that.
Radiant's top tower is under
And
attack.
Invisor and Clockwork coming into the team right now.
Structures are not only
And
fortified,
he's got his
they
Blade
are
Mail. You know, he's
positively
had it for quite a while. He's
glowing.
looking to go in Ogden's
Radiant's
next.
top
But
tower is under attack.
it's scary for a team like them. Slardar without a BKB is going to really hurt himself attacking Eden's Clockwork. Obviously, Lifesteal can kind of rage up and not being that much of an issue. But they're looking for their Night's Bomb here. And they might just blink in Night's Bomb an entire team if they can, obviously, is what they want to do. But Krabba's looking to just trade towers. They're looking to go mid and just push down their tier 2 as they push their... okay, they just get a free tier 2. That's what happened there. Just a completely free tier 2 coming up from them. And, a team fight engaged right now. Huck just absolutely gets destroyed, followed by Lich. But Lifestealer just man fighting against this Huskar. I don't think he's going to win. Huskar, that Lifesteal is just absolutely killer. Absolutely killer coming out of him. He was attacking so fast from his Berserker Blood, and Lifestealer just couldn't keep up, honestly. Once his rage wore out, he just didn't have attack speed. And just a really unfortunate fight for them. That was 3 for 0. And I don't know. It's going to be bad. It's going to reflect the game quite heavily here. And sure, they back off, but this is going to mean a Reaver. This is the Reaver right now. Probably either going to be the purchase of the Satanic or a Bite Booster coming out from him right now. And here's the only truth. What will he go for? Question on everybody's mind. It's the Reaver, just the Reaver. And is he going to buy the recipe right now in the Courier? It's not in the Courier. So, I don't know. I think this means that he's probably going to Heart. Because I think, but then again, I probably would have just sold the Gauntlet of Strength and bought the Bite Booster. Because, well, he just wants buyback. That must be what it is. He just wants his buyback. So he's not willing to spend any more money until then. In case, you know, a terrible engagement happens, they don't want to lose a tier 2. I think that's his way of thinking. So, you know, they're smoked up. They're looking to fight, but at the same time, REEF is just kind of sitting around bottom there, maybe expecting a push from this direction, and it's not the case. They're all top. So, it's going to be very interesting to see, moving forward, how REEF are going to try to handle these team fights. You know, the net worth right now is drastically in favor of Krabba. This Huskar is going to just absolutely do so much work along with Shadowfiend. Shadowfiend has his BKB out now, so that Night's Bomb isn't going to do anything. That Dream Coil Night's Bomb isn't really going to matter. And Clockwork picking out the Lich. What a beautiful play. He gets the hook. And they're trying to catch him out as well, but they're just walking right into a Shadowfiend who Requiems and annihilates the Disruptor. Nyx's Lifestealer is going to be next. He's just getting right-click down, but his damage potential is actually massive. He takes out the Clockwork, but that's not who you want to be trading for. You don't want to lose your Lifestealer for a Clockwork right now, because now, look who's knocking on the door. It's Huskar, it's Shadowfiend, and they're going to melt this tower. Chilling Touch is going to be back up in 5 seconds, and that's going to mean that they can right-click down any hero in absolutely no time. And I never thought about it, but Chilling Touch Huskar is such a beautiful combination. Huskar attacking so fast with Berserker's Blood, he doesn't even care about losing attack speed when he's low. You give him Chilling Touch, and he's just going to boom, 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 boom. There goes a hero. That's basically what happens. You know, 6 attacks, 80 damage. That's 480 damage before mitigation. And what is Chilling Touch? Physical damage? Magical. Okay, it is magical damage, so you know, it's before natural resist, which is what I thought. And that's a free Rax. Sure, they paid for it with Clockwork's Life, but they also got 2 kills out of Clockwork's Life. So really, they came ahead and got Rax. So that's big. A big plays coming out by Krabba right now. And now it's on REEF. It's on REEF to jump back into this game, and it's not going to be easy. REEF are going to have to really, you know, make a play. That's what it's going to be. They're not going to worm their way back into this game by sitting back and farming. There isn't an item that can come out on this team that I think will turn things around. Sometimes you say, yeah, we need this particular item. And Slardar, that's BKB. That would make a huge difference. But, you know, what is Lich going to get? He's going to get his Force Staff. Yeah, that's nice. It's not going to make a difference. In all honesty, these team fights aren't going to turn on a dime because you have a Force Staff. And it's a Heart coming up a Huskar. Kind of what I figured. But I think Satanic would have been definitely understandable as well. But Heart is just much more guaranteed. Satanic's like, okay, if I get low and pop this, I can top myself off, and that's awesome. But as Huskar, it's like, do you even want to top yourself off? You know, your Berserker's blood doesn't work as well um, in that case. So I think he just wants a lot of HP. So he starts getting low, and then he pops his inner vitality, and that's so much strength coming out. Satanic only gives I think 25 strength, whereas Heart gives 40. So really massive coming out in terms of that. And right now he can just leave his Armlet out. He can pretty much leave his Armlet out forever because the health restore from Heart is just going to balance it out. But this is the tough part. You know, they're sitting around, they're trying to think, how can we? Where is the play? Where is the play that we can make to get back into this game? And right now, I don't. I'm not saying that there isn't one. There is a play. There is a play that they can make. Right now, Krabba are doing too good of a job to make it happen right now. So this is what REEF has to do. They have to be patient right now. They have to push out their lanes, and they have to wait for Krabba to kind of get impatient. Maybe start pushing out because they still can take a team fight, I think. It's tough because Shadow Fiend's BKB is at 9 seconds still, and right now it's Krabba on the offensive. They're smoked up as 5, and REEF can't take a fight as 5. They need to pick someone off if they want to do anything, and Krabba are not going to give them that opportunity. They're smoked up. They're looking to take out anyone trying to defend that tier 2 bottom or push out. And they're going to wrap around, maybe catch out this lifesteal. That's definitely the plan. And they don't have a ward, but a rocket flare here followed into a hook could catch him. But the smoke, is worn out, so it's not going to be the case. But at the same time, Krabba will take this. They're forcing REEF 5-man into their base. And Lifestealer's now saying, well, I got to go farm bottom. That's what I have to do. He's actually picking up a Maelstrom. So, very interesting pickup on him. I think he realizes that, is thinking that he wants to take out their whole team at once, kind of deal, not just focus on one person. Because you focus down Shadow Fiend and Huskar's still there. You focus down Huskar, Shadow Fiend's still there. Obviously, you don't want to be focusing on Clockwork. He's not really the target you ideally want to, but that's, I think, his way of thinking. But personally, I still think maybe a Desolator would have been a better pickup. I think he needs to focus one person down. Maybe have his team handle the other person, maybe with, CC, catch him in a kinetic field, but I don't know. He's going to get caught out here. Yep, he's caught out. He's going to Rage TP, and he'll get out. Yeah, nice Rage TP by him. He just picked up the TP, and not much more to be said than that. It was a good play on Krabba catching him up, but also a good play on his part for having the TP on hand, knowing immediately I just need to Rage and TP this second, not fool around, not try to put in some damage. I just need to Rage TP. Because the right click potential, if that Shadow Fiend showed up, he would have just dropped in that Rage. Wouldn't have mattered. And that's what has to happen. You need to just no hesitation. If you get caught out when you're in a TP, you just need to say, okay, I'm out. I'm gone. And Lifestealer picks up, I think, the recipe. No, he picks up his full Mjolnir. Okay, I did not realize he was that close to a Mjolnir. That's a big pickup. That's actually a very big pickup. He can throw that on Slardar, and Slardar can kind of just sit there and absorb damage and survive to some degree. Slardar's still, a decent away from his BKB, which is definitely the item that he wants. But Krabba are just going to take Roche, and this could be the moment. This is potentially the moment. Venomancer's caught out, and this is not the right move. They're targeting the Venomancer. He is just a distraction. Here's the Roche. They'll trade that Venomancer's life for Roche any day. And now Nike's bomb's down, and they have an Aegis. They have an Aegis, all that gold, and Venomancer even got his ult off. So now REEF need to back. They need to go in the fountain, and Krabba can just go knock down the tier 3 tower probably before they can even get back in position. So really, really good play by Krabba. Throwing that Venomancer out there is just 100% bait. And that's literally what it was. The coordination coming out then is very, very impressive, actually. And that's the type of thing where, you say as a team, if you're REEF right now, you just say, damn, that was, what were we supposed to do about that? What do you do about that kind of play? But a nice glimpse kinetic field coming on the Huskar. He's caught out, but he actually got out of the kinetic field. And he just turns around, blows up the the Slardar. Shadow Fiend blows up Lich. Clockwork getting down the Puck, and just destruction. Just destruction. This Clockwork is kind of just Standing in front of, oh, the hook misses. The hook misses, but he follows it up with a rocket flare. That's 5 heroes dead. And you know,
Dyer's middle tower is
Toby's first rule of casting school is
it is
never called GG until it's over,
or
but
perhaps of desperation.
I think I'm gonna have to do it. Sorry,
Have been
Toby.
fortified.
Sorry, Toby, but I
Dyer's
think
middle
that's GG.
tower is under
And
Dyer's middle
not to
tower
take anything away from
has
REEF,
fallen.
you know, I think that they are
As any
a
fool
resilient
knows,
team, and they're
Dyer's middle
probably going to
barracks
try to,
has fallen.
bring this
Dyer's
back.
middle barracks
They're
has
gonna come out
fallen.
and immediately run towards their tier 3, but realistically, this is
Dyer's
mega
middle
creeps.
tower
And
is
sure,
under attack.
they can have
Dyer's
L5 up
bottom
probably
tower
before
has
the
fallen.
Ancient goes down,
Dyer's
but
bottom
what can they do
barracks
against mega
has
creeps?
fallen.
And I think this is probably gonna be
There are
Destructor's
more
Life.
where that came
Maybe?
from.
No.
There are no more where that
Venomancer,
came from.
4 staffs in front of a Clockwork Hook, and actually that results in Clockwork's death. Slardar, nice play, but Huskar is just going to clean him up, and now that's 2 more heroes dead for another, 40 and 50 seconds respectively. So, and Huskar might actually just dive. He's got the Aegis, and yeah, he's going to dive. He's going to drop here. Aegis obviously still online for him, so he'll come back up, and Nice comes out. They're going to Nice bomb him a little bit. No coil available, so I don't. He's just gonna turn around. Yeah, he's just gonna turn on this Nikes, and actually, it's gonna be close. But yeah, Nikes just drops, and there's another one. And what did you expect? What did you expect? It was GG. This Huskar is just stupid, really. Armlet, Heart, Assault, and a Helmet down, and there's the GG. It was. I give a lot of respect to REEF for sticking around. They let all their Raxes fall, and they still ran in there, and they tried their hardest to bring it back. And that's really, that's a great thing. It's a great thing to see a team care so much and really try. They didn't just flop over like a dead fish. They played their heart outs. Their hearts out, and it was a really good game. It really was. It reached a point where it was kind of just one-sided, but for a long time it was just neck and neck. And that's the thing about Krabba. I've seen a lot of their games. When they get a lead, they don't like to let up. They're very aggressive with that lead, and REEF was able to turn it around on them a couple times. So that was really impressive on their point. But a couple team fights just went too far Krabba's way, and they were able to capitalize on them. And winning a lane phase also helped. So respect to both teams for a great performance, and I really really appreciate everybody who tuned in, everybody who stuck around, and we've got more matches coming soon. I don't have a schedule out right now because I don't have enough teams who've given me time frames, but I will tell you this: we're going to have a lot of games coming this weekend. There'll be a lot of games casted, and if you liked what you saw, you can join our Steam group. I always post an announcement before we stream any games, any preliminary games, so you can join the Steam group by clicking the upcoming events button on it's one of our panels on the bottom of the page. So if you look at that absurd paint drawing of the upcoming events, you can give it a click and join our Steam group, and then you'll be notified. And the main event is May 17th. The main event's going to have our best 8 teams competing for a prize pool of over $200 plus 30% of all donations, and it's going to be all benefits. 50% of everything we get donated during the game will go to Operation Supply Drop, which is our charity, and you can find more out about them by visiting their website, which is linked it's linked somewhere on the page. I'm not sure exactly where, but otherwise you can just Google Operation Supply Drop and find it, and check them out. They're a really cool organization, and yeah, we'd really appreciate you guys tuning in. So thanks. If you have any questions, you can personally contact me. You can email me. My email's on the page, or you can try to talk to me in Twitch chat, whatever you feel like. But once again, thanks a lot, and we'll catch you guys later.